Hi guys, it's Abhishek once again with a new episode. So, as usual, I expect, and every time I'm saying this thing as a disclaimer, since you're watching this episode, then I expect you have must watch up to last episode because the great discussion between two great souls is in a continuous fashion and it's a one thought. So, if you break that one, then it's very hard to understand. So if you go in a continuous fashion, then that will make more sense to you. So that's my that's my expectations. So in the last episode, we have discussed how Parashara explained about the attributes, characteristics, and forms, and even strength of the planets, directions, and the ownership, lordship of the planets. So how planets are having lordships of the different building blocks of the life, including dhatu or plants or other aspects also, like on ritus, on time spans, and on many more things. Most of the aspects he has covered. So now planets are fully equipped, fully personified, and if you can see things around you, then you can think about the planets also, because all the objects you can see around you, they are linked or connected with any planets. So lordship is having on any planets. So planets are now in your life, in your day-to-day lives. So that much of realization you have by the witnessing the discussion between two great gurus. Now in the next verse, he will discuss about how planets are feeling when they are visiting different zodiac sign, different rasis. So how they are feeling. So that thing he is going to discuss. So in this episode, we will witness that one together. So before going into the discussion more, I would like to remember my Gurudev and the Lord of the Lords. Mano buddhi ahankar chittadinaham nacha srotra jihve nacha ghran netre nacha vyoma bhumir न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं. जय शंभो, जय गुरुदेव. So in the verse 50, he is now telling how planets will feel exalted and how they will feel debilitated. So from 50 and the next 51 verse, basically he will talk about the exaltation and debilitation of the planets. So before going into that verse, I'm giving you the bit background. So we got 9 planets, and in the 9 planets, out of 9 planets, we have 2 shadow planets. So those 2 shadow planets doesn't have pind, doesn't have body. So now Parashara is taking 7 planets, and out of 7 planets we have now 12 zodiac signs, 12 rasis. So if we allocate in an equal manner, if we allocate these 7 planets to the rasis, to the house, then each planet will get an allocation of 1.71%. So this 1.71% allocation, that is not solving the problem basically. So in that case, Parashara ji is coming with a solution. So Parashara ji is coming with a solution, and he is saying sun will own one Rasi. He is assigning sun Leo. And then moon is being assigned one Rasi, Cancer. So now sun got 1, moon got 1, and now there are 5 planets. So each 5 planets got 2 signs. And this is the scheme of allocation. So now Mars got 2, that is the Maize, Aries and Scorpio, Vrishchik. And the Venus got 2, that is Taurus, Bris and Libra, Tula. And Mercury got 2 again, that is Gemini, Mithun or Kanya, Virgo. And then Jupiter got 2, Sagittarius, Dhanu and the Pisces, Mean. And then Saturn got 2, there's a Capricorn, Makar and the Kumbh, Aquarius. So now these 5 planets got 2 each, so that's a 10 sign, 10 rasis, and then sun got 1 and moon got 1, so then it's a 10 plus 2, 12. So now this is the scheme of allocation of the rasis. So now planets got ownership of the rasis also. So in the last episode, like we have discussed about the planet got ownership on the dhatu, planet got ownership on the jivas, planet got ownership on the plants. So similarly, in the similar fashion, things are coming like that. Now planets are getting ownership on the rasis, on the zodiac signs. To make this system very systematic, he is saying like there are 2 halves. First is called lunar half and second is called solar half. So for the lunar half, if you follow, like you have to go in a descending order, like for lunar half is a 4, 3, 2, 1, 12 and 11. 4 means Cancer, 3 means Gemini, 2 means Taurus, 1 means Aries, 12 means Pisces and 11 means Aquarius. Similarly, for the solar half, he is saying start from the ownership sign of the sun, that is 5, that is Leo, and go in a ascending order. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So 5 is Leo, 6 is Virgo, 7 is Libra, 8 is Scorpio, 9 is Sagittarius and 10 is Capricorn. So in this way, he has categorized 2 groups, lunar half and solar half, for the rasis having the ownership, like it's a moon ownership, so it's a lunar half, it's a solar half. In this fashion, not exactly you can say ownership, but it's the 2 king, they have just divided into the two halves, lunar half and the solar half. So this is the bit background, and now we are prepared enough to watch the discussion between the 2 great gurus in the verse 50 and 51. So how he is coming like that? Maharshi Parashara is saying, Meso briso mrigaha kanya karkoraminas tula suryadinam kramadete kathita uchrasayaha Bhaga dasatrayo astasvyasti statyo achabhamita nakha Uchat saptambham nicham tairevansaiha prakirtitam. Now he is saying about the exaltation, like Surya Adi Nam Krama Dete. So you have to go in a order from sun, then moon, then Mars. So for sun, he is saying sun, for Maize, Aries, then moon for Breeze. So he is going like in the order. And he has provided the degrees also, ans also. So Parasarji is saying in the verse, in these two verses, sun got exaltation, deep exaltation for up to 10 degree in Maize. And he is talking about the debilitation in 51. So, Saptambham Nicham. So, go from there to 7th. So, from Aries, go to 7th. So, Libra. So, Libra up to 10 degree, debilitate. And we have to follow the same trait for all of the planets. So, I am just checking what Parasarji is saying about the exaltation and debilitation to his beloved student. For moon, he is saying Taurus up to 3 degree exaltation, and debilitation Scorpio up to 3 degree. And for the Mars, Capricorn up to 28 degree, and debilitation Cancer up to 28 degree. And then he is going in the same order. So for Mercury, he is saying exaltation up to 15 degree, Virgo, and debilitation he is saying in Pisces up to 15 degree. And for Jupiter, he is saying Jupiter is exalted up to 5 degree. So deep exaltation is up to 5 degree in Cancer, and the debilitation is Capricorn up to 5 degree. So for debilitation, you have to go, as Parasarji is saying, like Saptamam, like you have to go 180 degree. And for the Venus, Parasarji is telling us, deep exaltation is 27 degree up to Pisces, and the debilitation he is saying is in the Virgo up to 27 degree. And for the Saturn, Parasarji is saying Saturn is exalted up to 20 degree in Libra and debilitated in Aries up to 20 degree. So he has provided exaltation and debilitation degrees and the sign for each planet. All the 7 planets he has provided. So if you analyze this thing, so then you can come into the conclusion. There are 2 small conclusive points here. Like all the exalted planets get debilitated in the 7th house from the point of their exaltation. What Maharshi Parashara said here. Second point, except Mercury. Mercury is the only planet who is exalted in Virgo. No other than planet is get exalted in their own house. So that is the point also has to be remembered. Otherwise, you can see all other planets, they are exalted in some other house. But Mercury is the only one who is exalted in his own house. So Yuvraj is very happy in his own house only. And then these things has to be remembered if we go further into the application of the predictive Hora science. And in the next verse, now he will talk about the Mool Trikon Asthan of the planets. So planets are very happy. So we are talking about like the mood of the planet, avastha of the planet. So planet is very happy when they are exalted. And after exaltation, they are happy in Mool Trikon. So Mool Trikon is just like their home office. So now Parashara is telling Maharishi Maitreya about the Mool Trikon of each planet in next verse. So he is saying in verse 52, I am reading out. Rave Singhe na khan sancha trikonam pare swabham uccha bindo brise Traisya trikonam pare asakaha me se akar sastu bhaumasya trikonam pare swabham ucham buddhasya kanyaya muktam panchadasansaka Tata panchasakaha proktam trikonam pare swabham chape dasansa jivasya trikonam pare swabham tule sukrasya tinsya sa trikonam pare swabham Sane kumbhe nakhamsa trikonam pare swabham. So he has discussed about the Mool Trikon, not only Mool Trikon, own sign also, own house also here. So he wrapped up exaltation and debilitation in the last two verses. And now he has given all the details about the Mool Trikon and own house of all the 7 planets in the verse 52 to 55. So for the Mool Trikon, great Guru said, Sun got the Mool Trikon in Leo up to 20 degree, and the Moon got Mool Trikon in Taurus up to 27 degree, and the Mars have Mool Trikon in Aries up to 12 degree, and the Mercury got a Mool Trikon in Virgo up to 20 degree, and the Jupiter has its Mool Trikon in Sagittarius up to 10 degree, and Venus got Mool Trikon in Libra up to 15 degree, and Saturn has Mool Trikon in Kumbh Rasi, Aquarius, up to 20 degree. So I'm just repeating it. Mool Trikon is the second best condition for the planets after exaltation. And one point has to be just observed here. The Moon, except Moon, all the planets get Mool Trikon in their own house only. So they are all have Mool Trikon in their own house only, except Moon. So that is also indicating about the character of the Moon, what we have discussed like before when we are talking about the attributes. They are more happy in others' house. So Parashara ji explained about the Mool Trikon as well as the own sign. So up to Mool Trikon, so we have to go up to Mool Trikon and each sign is of the 30 degrees, so up to Mool Trikon. Then the next span is for own sign. Like for Sun, own sign is Leo 20 degree to 30 degree, because Mool Trikon is up to 20 degree. So now from 20 degree to 30 degree is the own sign. So similarly, except Moon got own sign in Cancer throughout. And the Mars, so Mars own house is Aries from 12 degree to 30 degree, because up to 12 degree it is Mool Trikon. So from 12 degree to 30 degree it's a own house. Similarly, Mercury got own house in Virgo from 20 degree to 30 degree, and the Jupiter got own house in Sagittarius from 10 degree to 30 degree. So we have to remember up to Mool Trikon, then from that point to 30 degree, that is own house. Like Venus, own house in Libra from 15 degree to 30 degree. Like Venus Mool Trikon is in Libra up to 15 degree, so own house is from 15 degree in Libra to 30 degree. And Saturn, the same thing, Saturn in Kumbh Rasi, own house is 20 degree to 30 degree, because Mool Trikon is up to 20 degree. So this things, these degrees should be remembered. They are very useful. And after own house, planets are more happy in a friend's house. So these are the information great Guru Maharshi Parashara has provided to Maharshi Maitreya in order to understand more better how planets will feel, what is the mood of the planet, avastha of the planet when they are visiting friend's house, or if they are exalted, or if they are in Mool Trikon, or if they are in own house, or if they are in enemy's house, or if they are debilited. So that has to be considered. So Maharshi Parashara explained about these things, and now he is going to connect these planets. So first time he will connect these planets, how these planets are in the relation among themselves. What about, like, they are considering other planets friend, or they are considering other planets like an enemy, or they are considering other planets like neutral. So that will also impact the predictive business basically. So Maharshi Parashara will move on to that area. Now he has explained about the how planets is feeling when they are exalted or when they are debilitated, and when they are debilitated and when they are exalted. So that is he has provided mainly. He has provided the degrees and the sign. So in the next episode we will discuss about the friendship or enmity, or about the relation of the planets. So in the end I will just pray for you, and thereafter we will discuss more about how Maharshi Parashara is revealing this mysterious truth about the planets, and we will witness the great discussion. So thank you very much. Om Mahesana Paro Devo Mahimno Na Parastutihi अघोरो नापरो मंत्रो नास्ति ततत्वं गुरुः परम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हर हर महादेव। जय गुरुदेव।